Before we get started with the actual steps, I wanted to review a few basic principles of movement and posture and position that will help you do your steps much more easily and carry through your dancing experience and career. The first thing we have to cover is how we stand together with our partner, how we move as an individual, and how movement works with someone standing right in front of us. The first thing we have to do is understand that dancing is a mobile, agile activity, very athletic in nature, particularly at the higher levels. So we have to stand in a body position that allows us to move comfortably without big changes in the way our body is vertically balanced over the feet. First thing is we have to have our posture correct. And to have good posture, we have to keep our head weight balanced vertically over the shoulders, over the ribs, and over the hips. And that whole stack of blocks of weight is balanced over the balls of the feet. So if we put that over the heels, it'll fall backwards. If we tip it too far forwards, we'll fall out of balance forward. So we want to keep that vertically balanced over the balls of the feet. The general errors are when the head is coming too far forward. So we want to feel as though the ears are pulled back directly over the shoulders. Another thing that can go wrong is the center of our bodies can go slack and drop forward. What we generally want to do to fix that is pull the tummy muscles in and back, feeling like our belt buckle is being pulled back to our spine. A good mental imagery of that is to look at a diver on a diving board, standing on the balls of the feet, head upright, tummy pulled in, arms swung out in front, so he now can spring off the balls of his feet. That's where we want to be balanced as a good, agile dancer. The middle has to become strong and toned, and the way we can feel that and also develop some extra balance is by standing on one foot, pull the leg up, feeling that it's parallel to the floor and the tummy muscles are holding it. We can then practice putting our arms in position to get our balance, and we can do that on either foot. Feel that balance. So when you put your leg back down, you're going to still feel that same abdominal tone. Now, the legs have to be in a mobile position as well. They have to be able to flex. So if you haven't done a lot of movement in recent years, you might want to just practice flexing the knees and rising up to the toes. Flexing the knees and rising up to the toes, just to get your legs used to the kind of physical activity that we're going to be doing when we dance. Now let's talk about the position of our body for dancing in terms of the arm hold and how we stand with a partner. Because our partner dances in front of us on our right side, we have to swing our arms forward into position to accommodate the lady standing in front of us. If we hold our arms too far back, there'll be no room for our partner. So we have to swing them forward and envision a space in which she's going to dance, which is on our right front. Now, if I'm on the right front, if the lady's on the right front of me, I must therefore be on the right front of the lady. So we dance right front to right front. So the lady will also have to swing her arms forward into position. When we stand with a partner on our right side, that will affect slightly the poise of our body, meaning the angle of our body. If you envisioned holding a heavy suitcase in your right arm, that suitcase, to be able to walk and move with it, you'd have to increase the stress of your body to the left against the weight of that suitcase to be able to move in a balanced way. Well, dancing is very similar to that. Since the lady is in my right arm and I'm on the right side of the lady, we represent weight. And to move in a balanced position, we have to stretch slightly to the left to counterbalance that weight that's in our arm or towards our right side. So this is how we get what we call poise to the left. The next thing we have to understand is that how we move. When we walk, and I'll just walk sideways for you, we basically pick up our feet and move them. If you walked with your feet shuffling along the ground, you wouldn't get very far. You'd be tripping all over everything. But we go to great expense to have a nice smooth wood surface when we dance. And so what we're going to do is, in order to use the floor and to keep our movement smooth and well balanced, we're going to brush our feet along the floor. Meaning, when I walk forward, I'm not going to pick them up to move them. I'm not going to pick them up to move them. I'm going to keep them brushing along the floor. Whether I go forward or back, I'm going to keep my feet brushing along the floor. Even if I go up onto my toes, I'm going to still brush my toe. I'll do it this way so you can see. I'm going to still brush my toe along the floor and keep my feet in contact with the surface. This will keep me smooth, and it will help in my balance tremendously, because it's easier to be balanced with pressure on 2 feet than it is with pressure on 1. Now I'm going to bring Janelle into the picture so you can see how we fit together as a couple when we dance. I said earlier that we dance right front to right front, the lady being in my right arm. That's where we are. So our heads are into 2 separate spaces. The main reason for that is if I just have Janelle open her feet, when she walks forward and back, her legs are swinging under her body, but my knee has to fit in between hers. My left leg swings outside, her left leg swings outside. So just a simple thing to do is just to get close to your partner and walk forward and back, feeling that you can walk and move your body comfortably with someone standing in front of you. If you can't do that, you're going to have a lot of trouble doing the figures. But that's basically how we line up. Now, I talked a little bit about the poise of the body being slightly to the left. Well, the Janelle is going to fit into my right arm, and she's going to stretch her right side to keep her body to the left, and I'm going to stretch my right side to keep my body to the left. Now let's talk about the hand positions. I talked about swinging the arms forward. Now Janelle's going to do the same thing for me. When we join hands, man's left, lady's right, I'm going to keep my hand open like a little V between my thumb and my fingers, and Janelle will place her hand right over the top. I will keep my hand wide, but really not outside my elbow line. I'm going to keep it folded in. My right arm is going to make an upward connection onto her upper arm, and then she's going to drop her right hand in on top of my arm. We like to have the lady's thumb pad just slightly in front for 2 reasons. One, it makes a nice, neat arm line, but it enables her to maintain the space between us on her left side. And that's how we fit together. Right front to right front, arms toned enough that they can be held in space, but not so hard that you're going to hold. Never, ever pull the lady into your body. Give her space in which to dance. Now, when we go to move forward, guys, we have to give the lady some indication that we're going to go. What we do always is we flex the knee. That flex of the knee will then warn the lady that something's happening and that she will then move back and I will move forward. I don't want to just surprise her by stepping forward suddenly. We'll often use the terminology bend and send. It's kind of like if you went to the grocery store and you had your cart filled with goods and you put your hands on it to move and then you just walked. Well, you'd be knocking your knees and feet into the cart. So you put a little pressure on the cart, get it moving, and then you walk into the space that cart is vacated. Not unlike what we're doing here in dancing. Now, I'm not going to, in an isolated way, push my arms forward, but I am going to keep them toned. When I flex my knee, I'm going to send my hands and knees forward, and if ever so slightly, Janelle will feel that, and then she'll move off, and I will fill in the space that she's vacated. And she's going to do the same for me when she comes forward. We'll just do a little box step to show you that. I bend and send. She bends and sends. I bend and send, and she bends and sends. And it works very well together. We're courteous partners. Now, when you move backwards, you have to keep your feet touching the floor. So Janelle is keeping her feet stroking the floor. She's moving back, and when she moves back, she's moving back from the front to the center of her body. She's not moving back through her shoulders. If she moves back through her shoulders, she'll get very, very heavy into the arm. All right, that's enough do's and don'ts. Let's get started.